Hey guys, it's Raven Scry here. This morning, while I checked in, opened up to Spirit, I was taken straight into something that they wanted to share, so I'm just going to give that now. So as I connected in, it was like I was taken into deep space. It was like I was observing the fluctuations of the energy from space. And as I was there doing this, it was like I saw like it was like a meteorite, like a ball that was crashing down in flames. And I saw it moving down from a planet down to Earth. And as I saw this, I heard Arizona come into me. And I also heard space station affected by the common rays that they're working with. And some are quite deadly in nature. Now, Spirit's showing me many of these, they look like meteorites, like balls of fire crashing down to Earth. And I hear flash flooding crashing, so it's like there's many of them. And they're saying something is taking place. Then they reference radiation is getting too great for the planet to take. And I hear reference to global emissions, cause and effect. Now, from here, they started to take me further up, higher up, and taking me onto another planet. Now, when I approached this other planet, it's like this planet was dropping these fireballs, and it's like they appeared to be combusting and pressure building up on this planet and just causing this planet to drop all of these fireballs. Now I'm being taken to the current situation in Israel, and I'm being taken to bombs. I'm being shown buildings falling, and it also appears to be very real, but also is being overlaid in the way that I'm seeing it to be metaphorical in nature. It's like they're layering it for me, showing me that it's both. And indeed, it's actually happening, bombing of buildings, but also it's like the tower is falling. Now I'm taken into the rubble and into the pain that these people, these civilians, are having to endure at this time. And I hear there's more to come. It's not easing. And I feel the pain in my heart. And this event is so catastrophic. And I ask to see the higher purpose of this pain and this plan. And I'm directed back to this planet shedding the fireballs. And I become aware of the galactic nature in connection to what's taking place in Israel. And this sense of war. And in some way, a war that's taken place on another planet. Now, Spirit's moving quite quickly in the way they're showing me things. So if it feels like I'm jumping around a lot, they all have connections. So if they may jump to Israel, then the planet, it's like everything's interconnected along different timelines, but very much all happening at once. So now they're taking me back further again. They're taking me back to this planet in the past, and it's to a time that there is no human existence or any other beings living in or on the planet. But it is the movement within the pressure of the planet, greatly connected to the universe in all ways. And as this planet so moves, it's affecting. It's like we're feeling change, we're feeling splitting and changing. And the way that this comes through to me is like it's a creation story. It's like it's taking me back and back and back and back, further and further to original times of what took place. Now, within this ancient memory, it's like it's a memory of emergence of certain souls. And in the way that I'm feeling it, I'm feeling this planet moving in a certain way, and it causing this split and this separation, this brokenness within the planet. And from there, it's like souls emerging from this place, and each soul remembers this original feeling, but has brought this to their existence on Earth. and within that, it's now playing out all around them. Now, I feel as though Spirit is referencing these souls being connected to this ancient memory and residing in Israel at this time where these events are playing out. Now, there's a sense of revisiting this pain within the karmic lineage. Now it's through bloodlines, but it's seeming to go back so far to an original breaking apart, an original pain in the heart that exploded on these fireballs. And the way that I see things is, as I said before, it's like some switching from larger scale to smaller scale to experience to, there's so much going on in this picture. I mean, I feel like I could write a book about it, but I'm just trying to give what I feel is relevant for today and to bring understanding and learning. And so I can hear that some souls must transition from Earth at this time. Now, this leads me to the question of how can such events that take place, for some human learnings be so harsh? And in some way, this disbelief, such devastation within experience, just feels so unfair. Now, Spirit says that this is a wounding that's taken place throughout lineage, throughout time, and that the earth is also being affected, and that it is time to move and clear the land and the karma of the land that's in connection to this ancient story of pain. Now, Spirit says that some will leave the planet and others will become like the gatekeepers to a knowledge that was long, long ago, but is now cleared from the collective consciousness. So it's a clearing of collective consciousness that's taking place in connection to these events. And the sense that I get is like there'll be a time in the future, and sometimes I don't like to speak to future or past because I feel as though it's all connected and all happening at the same time, but I'll speak to it like this. There will be a time in the future that certain beings will not have access to this wounding of this lineage on some level. It's like they won't be affected, but it will be almost erased from the system of, or you could call it Akashic records, or it's just like it won't be available anymore because it will be resolved and there's no need for it to be there anymore. So there is a wider galactic healing that's taking place here, and the contracts that these souls made in coming to Earth at this time are exactly as were agreed to and as they're playing out now. Now again, my heart breaks to say something like that as we're back on the topic of Israel and the catastrophic events that are taking place. And indeed, too, some of my heritage is so closely connected to this land. So, this is personal for me and my own soul lineage too. And I know that this is very touchy and very hard for certain people to understand the nature of such events and the cruelty. It can seem so harsh and so cruel, but I know this to be the truth that's being offered and shared from Spirit, and that there is higher purpose and higher healing for our collective as souls on the earth at this time, and for that matter, all galactic soul heritage too. Now, I'm also shown that in Israel there's a place, near Mount Sinai, called Olive Grove, where spirits cross over. It's a very sacred place, known throughout history and very connected to ascension, to transitioning. Now, I have personally, as a soul, remembered many lives in connection with Olive Grove and assisting in the transition. So I feel as though I'm part of that again here at this time, although I'm nowhere near it. In regards to location, it's still very connected to my work. Now, this place is being very activated at this time, both very spiritually but very galactically, with higher beings, and in some way there is a quickening of a passing through, a crossing over, and some spirits who have been somewhat held here on earth or stuck in between. It's like it's time that they can leave now. It's like there's been a point in time that they've been waiting for some reason they've been held, and it's like this release that's taking place. And I look to it, and it's like this stream of crossing over this white light of beings just streaming up from the earth and through. Now there is a real sense of freedom and peace, and prayers. Like I'm feeling like, goodbyes are being said, but there's so much love and light involved that it's okay. They're leaving in peace. So as I see and feel these huge streams of light, of beings crossing over, of the energy, it's like they're being greeted by other beings. I can see the beings holding the space for the crossover, and taken to higher realms. And while many are crossing over, there are also some souls that are entering, and these souls are here to help, and to help with what's to come. So this is about birth, yes. Some souls will be born, but I also sense that it's largely not this way as a soul's lifespan of growing up. It simply would take too long, over 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And indeed, yes, there is a quickening within the souls that are being born. They know so much at such a young age, and that's part of it. But really within this, I'm speaking to this energetic exchange. It's like a download, a transmission that's going to come into people that are already living. And it's like it's going to suddenly sort of feel like they're waking up. And it's like they wake up and have so much understanding and knowledge that was previously not there. And so there is support in the spirit world, but also on earth, amongst our community. And there are people who are holding a great amount of light now on earth, and are placed all perfectly in different destinations around the world. Now their resonance is emitting to others, and it's emitting support and also reminders to some that they also have a part in this much larger picture, a part to play. And this is very much an energetic resonance that's taking place. And so a lot really feels to be changing very quickly in many ways. And so speaking to what was shared today, if you'd like to join me in sending light to the situation that's happening in Israel now, please do so. All of our light and our love is needed for this transition to take place, for this evolution as peacefully as it can. And it's part of our collective heritage, lineage, and we're all connected to this story and history. So sending our light to there now. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for listening today. And if you're liking what I'm sharing, please give a like and subscribe, and feel free to share it with anyone else you feel as though it would resonate. Take care out there. Raven Scry signing off.